10 speed, 10 power. Yeah, let's go. Keep it nice and sharp. I still want to be involved in Muay Thai for a long time. But I know I can't fight for a long, long time. You know, there's always a shelf life as a fighter. I've also had some bad injuries in my career, what's put me out for a few years. And if something like that happened again, like, I don't think I'd be able to carry on fighting. So, like, this is something that I'm very passionate about, and it's something I can do, and it's something a lot of others can do. But you've just got to work at it and just build experience doing it. Let's go straight in, let's go. I've got three things. If I feel him coming forward, I've got the teep to keep him away. When I feel here, move round, you've got the right knee. When you're here, step round, left knee. Yeah, so you kind of sizzle with your hand. So here, when I'm doing it with my right knee, I'm slapping with my left hand, step in and around with my right foot, so I can knee up through the middle, yeah? If I'm doing it with my left leg, I've got here, I'm stepping my right, and left leg's coming behind this time, so I can get power on that left knee. Yes, I've got teep, boom, boom, back. I've got teep again, boom, back, yeah? So padmen, just keep that pressure with your hands all the time, yeah? Using your teep, using that movement. If you want, if you start getting the hang of just doing the knees, you've got the teeps, you've got to move around, get the kicks in as well. Yeah, so mix it up a little bit. But just keep it nice and flowy, yeah? So just flow with it. Right, let's go. As a fighter, you have to be selfish. And for years and years, you live a selfish lifestyle where everything's just catered to you, to your fighting needs, to your training needs. Whereas, like I said, when you go to the coaching, it's a very selfless role. And it's something that maybe a lot of fighters have never really had to kind of work on, being selfless. Get that teep go, yeah, get him away, that's it, keep him away. Boom. Do the knee. There, that's better. It's very conflicting, and it is kind of hard to get a balance, and it's something I'm still kind of working on myself, trying to get that balance to try and look after my students and my fighters, but also train myself for my fights. So you've done the teep, boom, wait for it, then move for it. What you're doing at the moment, you're going teep, and then you're trying to go for it, yeah? This round is more about countering them coming forward, yeah? Teep, or here, boom, boom, back. I've got teep again, I've got a teep again. Here, I've got here, knee. Then I'm back, letting them walk into the shots, yeah? So calm it a little bit more. So next one. So a lot of people are trying to turn each other like this, yeah? So jabs is static on the floor, and then I see people trying to, yeah? It might work once or twice, yeah? But you're gonna get so tired doing it. You're using up a lot of energy. The only time I really want to turn is if jabs is pushing forward on me and I can feel his weight going forward, then I can turn, yeah? Or over my hip a little bit if I'm here and he's coming, I can turn, yeah? But trying to do it just out of brute force, without any technique, you're gonna, like I said, you might be able to do it once, but you're just gonna get tired. So feel the weight, yeah? It's about distribution of weight. So if I feel jabs coming forward, that's when I can turn it. Yeah, and see how easy it is there. It's all movement. I'm not using any energy at all. Yeah, so don't force the throw. Don't sweat the technique, like they say, innit? Let's go. Good. Oi, oi, lovely. Good control, lovely. When you get the head sometimes, really good clinch. But instead of always holding like this, sometimes change the grip here, and you just get a better lever. So you not on your wrist, and then connect the other hand. Yeah. So carpet as well, because that one takes a lot of energy with your arms and stuff when you like with your hands a lot. Ooh, nice. Ooh. That's it. Let's go. Stay in the clinch. Stay in the clinch. Don't push out. That's it. That's it. Stay in. Stay in. 10 power kicks each leg. Let's go. All right, let's go. Get ready. Wait. Let's go. No, let's go. Strong last finish. Yeah, strong finish. Bam, drive it in, power kick, power every kick. Bam. That's it, it's all in your head, let's go. Mind over matter, let's go. Bam, good. Help me as a human probably to try and give more back to others, and again, yeah, like I said, like working on myself and giving back, helping others, like spending time with others, even listening to people's problems. You know, like you're a coach, but you're not just a coach to a lot of people. You're a shoulder to cry on a lot of the time. You know, you hear everyone's problems. You're a bit of a counsellor at some point. So it's interesting how different the roles are, and how much of a transfer it is, but I'm glad that I'm kind of doing it, and I'm glad that it's helping me with other things in my life.
First pay I did like what, 6 shifts? No, 5 shifts, 140.
Real man life now. Come on. Time. When you're done, put the pads back down there for me, please. Behind the ring if you can, yeah? The late nights and the fatigue and stuff like that is a bit of a negative point to trying to do both and trying to juggle both being a coach and a fighter. It's a hard mix to get, it's a hard balance to get, and it's something I'm still probably working on myself as well, like trying to balance the time for me to train and the time for me to give back to my fighters and to my students. It's a selfish sport, being a fighter, but you also do need a team around you, because again, I'm having to train twice a day, wake up early in the morning to train, but then I'm teaching at night, maybe getting in at 9, 10 p.m, and then I have to eat my last meal of the day, and then I'm getting to bed, and that can take strain on your relationships as well. So obviously with your partner, you're not seeing them as much, so trying to get the balance is really tough, but again, it's just something you have to do when you're a fighter, and you have to try and hustle to make things work. And I'd say that's one real good thing Thai boxing's done for me, is kind of made me a bit of a hustler, I suppose. Like, you have to try and make things work, you have to try and hustle and bustle to make some money, and I think that's one good skill I've learned out of Muay Thai as well. in fight camps, I think a lot of people, like, because you're so hyper-focused and you're obviously so focused on the job in hand, sometimes you forget to kind of balance that life out as well and kind of do other things outside of the fight camp. It's obviously good to be focused, but you need a bit of normality in your life as well, because it's a crazy game, and I think like a bit of normality does definitely help us. I'm speaking more for myself, but I think most fighters probably would agree. The one thing when I was a bit younger, I didn't really have a good balance, so I was doing a lot of the training. My life was like consumed just by Thai boxing, and it still is, but I think at one point it was like really consumed. I didn't really go out. I missed all the lads' holidays and stuff like that, but I suppose that's a sacrifice you have to make, and it's definitely like kind of molded me into who I am and what I've done and what I've achieved today. A few moments in my career where I probably started falling out of love with it because it was the only thing that I had and the only thing I really like ever thought about. Like, I don't know, like then you start kind of going a bit crazy in your mind starts going crazy, stuff like that, when you don't get the balance correct. So I feel like I've got a good balance now. I've got good people around me. I try and mix it up outside of fight camp. You got to take it seriously, but not too seriously. I don't know if that makes sense. If you meet a lot of fighters, like, a lot of us are pretty nuts. You have to have a bit of a screw loose to do what we do. But doing this actually helps. Do you know what I mean? Like, so we all got a screw loose. However, this is our way of kind of letting everything out, if that makes sense. And like, I don't know, this really helps me, like, and it kind of helps my mind just stay on the right path. You go to Thailand and it's not this big dramatic, like, oh my God, I don't know, like my defining fight of my, like, mate, it's just another day. Like, some of these fighters are probably fighting the top level lads. Like, I'm talking about like Thai fighters especially. They're doing this month in, month out. Like, this is a standard to them, and that's what I feel like the difference is from the Western world to like Thailand. To them, it's just a job. It's not that deep. To them, it's just, I get in. For them, there's a little bit of a deeper meaning. It's money for them, obviously. Like, they need the money for their families and stuff. But they get in, they try their best, try and win. They get their pay, they leave, go see their family, and then it's back to it again, and it's just a cycle. Over the years, when I've trained in Thailand and stuff like that, a few like kind of say big names in Thai boxing always said to me, it doesn't really matter about the win if you win or lose, as long as you put 100% effort and heart into the fight. People will still respect you for that. And also, if you give the crowd and the people what they want, if you put in blood, sweat, sometimes tears into these fights, people will respect you for that, sometimes more than just a win. Like, I fought Ryan Sheehan, I won on points, but all that people ever go to me, or whenever someone mentions that fight to me, is, how did you fight 15, like with your cut lip so bad? They don't care about me winning the world title. Like, that's never the topic of the conversation. It was, that fight was so crazy, and how did you carry on with your lip looking like that? Like, so it just goes to show that sometimes winning isn't what people really care about that much. It's about putting on a show. We're all entertainers at the end of the day as well. So it's about putting a good show on for the crowd. I gave everything I had in the ring. I left it all in the ring, and I gave literally everything I could that day. So, and everyone respected that. And everyone, again, when people speak about that fight, they just say how amazing the fight was. They don't really care about who won, who lost. It was just two guys going for it, giving the fans what they want, and that's what people enjoy. Muay Thai has embedded a kind of work ethic and determination into me that has kind of transferred into everyday life for me. So trying to make things work outside of just the fighting. So trying to make a business, trying to build a business. This is the Fight Business Podcast. This course, we're going to go through different variations of setting up the elbows.
Understand how do we control their arms, what position we need to be in if we're in front of one.
Your shoulder, and your chest, straight to opponent.
I think one thing it's done for me as well, and I know it's done a lot for others as well, a lot of close friends of mine who have started Thai boxing, started their business, and it's a bit of a risk take. starting up their business, it could go completely wrong. But I think Thai boxing is a risk-taking sport. The good thing about doing both fighting and coaching is you have to work on different things within yourself. So like I said, as a fighter, you have to be selfish. And for years and years, you live a selfish lifestyle where everything's just catered to you, to your fighting needs, to your training needs. Whereas, like I said, when you go to the coaching, it's a very selfless role. And it's something that maybe a lot of fighters have never really had to kind of work on, being selfless. So it kind of helped me as a human probably to try and give more back to others. And even listening to people's problems, you know, like you're a coach, but you're not just a coach to a lot of people. You're a shoulder to cry on a lot of the time. You know, you hear everyone's problems. You're a bit of a counsellor at some point. So it's interesting how different the roles are, and how much of a transfer it is. But I'm glad that I'm kind of doing it, and I'm glad that it's helping me with other things in my life.